Namaste and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the concert of the Indian National Youth Orchestra. I am honoured to welcome each one of you, and amongst us are the distinguished personalities present here this evening, especially our chief guest, Shri C. Raja Sekhar, Director General of the Indian Council for Cultural Relations, and our guest of honour, His Excellency Ambassador Bernhard Wabretz, and India's famous playback singer Dr. Krishnamurthy Subramanian. We are privileged and honoured to have the full cooperation of our music partners, the Associated Board of the Royal Schools of Music, London. ABRSM has been the pillar of support to the Indian National Youth Orchestra, and together we are working towards spreading quality music education. This evening, we welcome Mr. Alan Tate, Head of International Operations, who has come all the way from London for this concert. We now call upon the Chairman of the SOI and the NCPA, Mr. Khushru Santuk, to say a few words.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, Mr. Upadhyay and Sonia, for giving me this opportunity. I think we at the NCPA are dedicated towards spreading the message of culture, and particularly that of Indian culture and Western culture, on a completely, shall we say, wide scale of operation here at the NCPA with 5 theatres. It's wonderful that Mr. Upadhyay has been able to gather so many young people dressed for once not like penguins, but like Indians. And they look very comfortable. I'm sure it's much easier for the violinists, much easier for everybody to play music in this way. What I wanted to say more than ever is the huge effort put in by both Mr. Upadhyay and Sonia to gather this wonderful bunch of young players. And from them will emerge, I'm sure, some stars, and we have to observe them very carefully. I welcome them here to the NCPA. I hope one day that we'll hear them playing with the SOI and or other major orchestras. And in the meantime, hope that you'll have a wonderful evening, which I'm sure you will. Thank you.
I now call upon the Director General of the Indian Council for Cultural Relations, Shri C. Raja Sekhar.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and discerning lovers of music. It's indeed a great honor and a privilege to be part of this wonderful concert and this evening. It's only natural that Mumbai, the maximum city of India, becomes home to this pioneering effort to bring National Youth Orchestra to India. I would like to first of all heartily congratulate the orchestra that it is truly becoming national, truly spectacular, and truly inclusive with the participation of talent from 15 states in India. And it is truly becoming a young genius at only 5 years old. It is becoming so very successful. Hearty congratulations. I would like to also congratulate Lady Sonia personally for her perseverance and her team that goes into making all this effort. I would most sincerely thank the Austrian mission, Austrian government, and the Austrian music community for supporting in terms of capacity, in terms of training, so that these talented boys and girls, I understand there are more girls than the boys. That's another feat to be commended. I am very happy that at ICCR, the Indian Council for Cultural Relations, we have transcended the traditional dilemma as to what is Indian culture to be promoted. That we don't need to be insecure of cultural invasion. Rather, we can be confident that we can take on a new form, international form, and also excel at it. Here is the witness. I don't want to stand between you and these wonderful, raring musicians. I would like to heartily congratulate you all, having chosen music over cricket, where there is another IPL match going on. I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity to be part of this wonderful evening. Thank you.
We now call upon our guest of honor, the Austrian ambassador, His Excellency, Mr. Bernhard Warbretz, to please come and say a few words.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I was not informed that I will have to speak tonight. I came here to listen, and so did you probably. So I will just bore you with a few words about the cooperation between India and Austria in this wonderful youth orchestra. Because I was myself surprised when I first met Vijay, and he, in the broadest Viennese dialect that you can imagine, informed me about his activities in Austria and his activities in India. I had the chance of a wonderful translator, like Sonia, was there to help me get the gist of it. And the gist of it is, this is perfect harmony. This is musicians from India, from 15 states all over India, and young musicians, and some middle-aged musicians from Austria, playing together just great Western classical music, but not only that, also modern classical music. We will have the chance to hear one piece which was actually composed by Vijay, and I'm particularly interested in hearing that, and because I had the chance to hear a similar performance in Chennai, and that was a real treat. So I'm sure we will have a wonderful evening tonight. It gave me the opportunity to come to Mumbai, which is always a treat for me too. And I wish you all the greatest success in your performance, and for all of us, a wonderful evening. Thank you very much.
Dear friends, let me briefly introduce you to the Indian National Youth Orchestra. In 2010, the INYO started with the sole purpose of providing young Indian musicians with training and performance opportunities, both nationally and internationally, thereby aiming to raising the benchmark of Western classical music in India by conducting intensive workshops annually, which culminate in a concert like today's. INYO is the only pan-India orchestra to have musicians from 15 states of India, comprising of school and college students, residents of ashrams and missions, as also like teachers, doctors, and engineers. In a short span, INYO has achieved much success and has been privileged to perform for the opening ceremony for the German Year in India, where Dr. Merkel, Chancellor of the Federal Republic of Germany, graced the occasion. We were honored to perform for the opera Cavalleria Rusticana, celebrating 150 years of Italy's unification, which was in collaboration with the Embassy of Italy and the Indian Council for Cultural Relations. This opera was also performed at the closing ceremony for the Delhi International Arts Festival. Our most recent international participation was at London with the Commonwealth Youth Orchestra and at Scotland for the cultural events of the Commonwealth Games. Last year, we started the Indian National Youth Orchestra and Chorus, where we performed with 180 singers along with 135 musicians at Chennai. Our endeavor to spread as much quality music education is continuing, and we are giving our singers and musicians as many opportunities we can, and most of them are going to go in this year in June to Vienna for performing by getting master classes and performing with the Vienna University Choir and Orchestra. Now, this evening's concert would have been incomplete if it had not been for our sponsors and partners. And I'm very sorry, I know you have come here to hear the music, but it is very important for us to mention them because otherwise we would not be here. This project would not have been possible if it hadn't been for the unconditional support given by the National Center for the Performing Arts. We are extremely grateful to Mr. Khushru Santu for welcoming, supporting, and encouraging, allowing us to use the NCPA premises for the week-long rehearsals, for the workshop, and sharing this lovely theatre for today's concert. A big thank you to the entire NCPA management, especially Mr. Xerxes Unvala and Ms. Faranaz Irani for all the coordination for the rehearsals and the logistics. Please. There are huge costs of being able to organize a project of this stature. We are always in the lookout of sponsors and partners who can contribute to a project like this. The first organization to have committed to a long-term support to the Indian National Youth Orchestra has been the Jasubhai Foundation. Mr. Maulik Jasubhai, what you have done is to give us hope and courage. And without you, we would have not been able to manage this. You have been the backbone for this orchestra. We especially would like to thank Mr. Rustam Vakil, who has been instrumental in the execution of this association between the Jasubhai Foundation and the Indian National Youth Orchestra. There is another organization who has supported us for all our concerts and sent instruments to whichever city we needed them in. And for today as well, some of the instruments you will see here on this stage are due to the generous support of Mr. Anthony Gomes of Furtado's Music. We would like to thank the events team of Furtado's Music, especially Mr. Shivam Sanatra, for efficiently working behind the scenes and making sure we have the instruments when and whenever needed. Thank you, Shivam. On behalf of the Indian National Youth Orchestra, I express deep gratitude to our Austrian faculty who have worked extremely hard for this past week and shared their knowledge with the musicians to the INYO. Thank you. We are here today because of you, dear musicians. We most especially would like to thank each one of you present here this evening, and your parents, teachers, and music institutes for believing and trusting in the National Education Project. We are very happy to see parents and music institution directors who have specially come all the way from Nagaland, West Bengal, Assam, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Goa, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka. Thank you, parents. Before I end, on behalf of the Indian National Youth Orchestra, we most specially thank our conductor, Maestro Vijay Upadhyaya, for his selfless service for promoting music education in India and strengthening Indo-Austrian relations and bringing one of the best faculties of the world to India. Evening, you will be hearing some unique Indian music, a composition by the maestro himself, where he has put in hundreds of hours in writing the wonderful music Mangalam, based on Marathi and Rajasthani folk songs. Finally, a big thank you to you all, dear audience, for being so patient to this unique project and coming all the way for this concert. Wishing you all a lovely evening. Thank you so much.